Hi everyone. Are you also struggling in the SAT reading or with time management, or you are aiming for a perfect score in the SAT reading? So this video would be the one-stop solution for all your problems. So I'm your educator Gurpreet Singh, the top-rated verbal ability and reading comprehension trainer with a proven track record of more than 8 years of providing training to people from diverse backgrounds at pan-India level as well as internationally. I have certifications from various renowned corporates and institutions. Along with that, I am teaching live on Unacademy Plus platform. So in this video, we are going to talk about some of the topper tips and strategies that would help you destroy the SAT with a perfect score. So let's get started. The most essential skill whenever it comes to SAT reading, or I must say any other type of reading comprehension exam, that is skimming. Before you dive deep into the mechanics of the passage, you need to understand what is the text all about. What is the main idea the author is trying to convey to me. So for that we need the gist of the passage. That practice is called skimming. Skimming is just looking at the text and getting the gist of it. And whenever you are skimming, it should not take you more than 3 minutes. Remember, it should not take you more than 3 minutes. And whenever you are skimming, you have to skim at the rate of approximately 250 to 300 words per minute. But mind you, the purpose of skimming is not to attain the mastery of the passage. All we want is a general understanding. Don't read every word, because we are reading for a purpose. We don't want to attain the mastery of the passage, and simultaneously we don't want to get lost on technical terms. I do admit that there would be jargon, there would be technical words which might be difficult for you to comprehend. So you need to resist that temptation to find out the meanings of those words. So don't get lost on technical terms. Focus on the general understanding. We don't want the mastery of the passage. We need to focus only on the gist. Now there are certain approaches to skimming. I'll tell you 3 of these approaches which might help you in terms of proper skimming. Approach 1 says, as soon as you have the passage in your hand, you read the whole text. You read the whole text. Approach 2 says that whenever you have the passage, you read the first sentence of each paragraph. Why am I saying first sentence? Let's say you have the introduction of the passage. You read the introduction, you skim through it properly, because in the introduction, the author is most likely to state his or her opinion. The thesis of the passage basically. It would be contained in the introduction, so you need to pay attention to the introduction very carefully. And secondly, when it comes to the body paragraphs, you need to read the first sentence of each of these. Why? Because these first sentences would be the topic sentences for those paragraphs. Approach 3 says that you read the first sentence and the last sentence to get the main idea of each paragraph. But always and always remember, okay, it's fine that you read the first and the last sentences to get the main idea. But they should not be the only places where you look for the main idea. Got it? So your last sentence should be your last destination to find out the main idea. Is that clear? Alright, let's make a move to the next one. Now, whenever it comes to time management. Now, I do understand that most of you are struggling with this aspect and you want miracles to happen. But class, try to understand, it's not an easy job, right? So, there are no tips and strategies. You have to work out a personal strategy for yourself. There are no shortcuts, there are no tricks, and it won't suddenly get easier over a night. You have to understand this. Whenever it comes to time management, You have to set a personal strategy for yourself. See for yourself the plan that works best for you. So whenever you are developing a personal strategy for time management, it has 3 or 4 parameters which you need to consider. First of all, how long I preview the passage. How much time do I take in just previewing the passage? How long do I spend on each question? How long do I skim? And for that, I've already told you it should not take you more than 3 minutes, and you need to skim at the rate of 250 to 300 words per minute. And the last factor, obviously, how much time you devote to each of these passages. So set a personal strategy for yourself. See for yourself the action plan that works best. Nobody else can do that for you. Trust me. Next is, whenever you are skimming, you need to change. You need to vary your skimming speed. Some places we need to be a bit faster. At some places we need to be a bit slower. Why? Depending on the ease, depending on the difficulty of the reading text that we have in hand. Remember, highly flexible readers or effective readers are those who are able to skim but without losing the understanding of the text. Now there are certain factors which do play a very important role there. The subject matter, the topic of those passages, whether they are narrative, historical, fictional or scientific, the format of the passage, the choices of the words used by the author, the sentence structures, and of course the vocabulary. So this is a typical skimming pattern which is shown to you on the screen, and you should be following this. So introduction and the last paragraphs are very important. So you are going to pay attention to the introduction and the last paragraph properly. So at places where it is a bit easier for us, we are going to double up the speed so that we don't end up wasting a lot of our time on places which are easier for us to comprehend. Skim at a normal pace depending on if the text is a bit harder for us to understand. So double up your speed at places where the text is comparatively easier for comprehension. Whenever it comes to the body, I have told you already. So you have to pay attention to the first sentence, which is the topic sentence. And then for the body, you can skim at a speed double than your normal skimming. And maybe you can even skip some of the content in the body. But you cannot do that in the introduction and the last paragraph. Next is, as far as my experience is concerned, I have seen students translating whenever they are reading. So are you also among those who translate the text into their native language as they read in English? No, don't do that. Why? Because what happens whenever you translate into your native language, first of all, it eats up your time. Secondly, it prevents you from concentrating on the ideas. Thirdly, it interferes with your ability to think in English as you read. So never ever translate whenever you are reading. Never ever translate into your native language, because it would eat up your time, it would cause your concentration to be lost. Thirdly, it would interfere with your ability to think in English as you read. Next is, whenever you are reading any reading comprehension exam, your brain, your psychology has a very, very important role to play. Especially your memory. Why? Because it is the part which has the ability to retain, to store and recall information. Now, who are those people who score a perfect in the SAT reading? What magical do they have in them? Class, let me tell you, they read everything with interest and they do everything with motivation. Next is retention. They are able to remember important ideas from the text. Now I will give you a solution for that. So whenever you read a certain part of the text, stop. Give yourself a checkpoint. So after reading a certain part of the text, stop at a checkpoint. Try to think, what important ideas did I get to know from this reading? What are the important ideas? What is the important piece of information that I should be knowing? Right? So this will help you evaluate whatever you have read. Right? So the perfect scorers are not people who are, extraordinary or they have something magical. What they do is determine the meaning of the material, determine the meaning of the text, which they can retain in their own inner language as they recall easily whenever it is necessary or desired. Very, very important skill which would help you save your time in the SAT reading and would boost your reading speed. That is chunking. Why do we chunk? What is chunking? How would it help me? We will see. So chunking is basically whenever you are going to break a sentence into manageable parts, it would make it easier for you to read at a faster speed. Why? Because it would minimize the number of fixations. What are fixations? I'll tell you in the later slide. So the perfect scorers or the effective readers, they don't focus on the meaning of each and every word. Instead, what they do is to focus on the meaning of the group of words. How do we do this? By chunking. You are going to divide the sentence into groups called chunks. So if you read in chunks, it would be easier and it would not take up a lot of your time. So as you can see, I have given you two examples and the same sentences have been divided into chunks so that it is easier for me to read and I can understand the meaning not of a single word but of a group of words. Then is regression. Now you have to see if you also have this habit of reading backwards, rereading the same text. Now most of the learners have a problem there. They reread the same material. Why do they do it? Two reasons. Either because of self-doubt or because of reading confidence lack. Right? So, rereading the same material because of self-doubt or maybe a lack of confidence in reading. This is called regression. It is a natural habit of double checking. So what it does is, it does more harm than good to your reading. It slows down your comprehension. Why? Because when you reread, there are more reading processes for your brain to absorb. So again, this process happens maybe consciously, maybe unconsciously. You have to decide for yourself. Conscious regression occurs when you are rereading just because the passage is difficult. Unconscious regression occurs when the reader looks at the words again and again unnecessarily. So this happens when you don't have confidence in comprehension. Next is, all this would, add to your tips, and that is, don't spend too long on a single question. Don't do that. So let's say there are questions which I'm not sure about. Skip those. Rather than, wasting your time on a particular question, you can come back to it later and you can solve it. So if you can't get the answer, move on. Move on. If you're not able to get the answer, just move on. So if you keep trying, two things will happen. Again, first of all, you're going to lose time for other questions, obviously, which you do not want. Secondly, you're going to feel less confident doing the rest of the test. So if you move on, that would be a much better approach. So you'll be able to answer more questions, and then you can come back later, and by the time you come back to that very difficult question, at least you would have a rough idea. At least you can make an educated guess there. So the more reading questions you answer, the more understanding you get. So after that, you can come back and you can answer the question. So manage your time well. So that is it. So if you want to look for more such strategies and tips, come and join our Unacademy platform. So sign up live using the link in the description below, because when you do, you will have access to the most up-to-date information on the SAT, the resources, doubt clearing sessions, live classes, test series, quizzes, and many more. I'll be by your side to help you analyze your performance and focus your efforts where you need improvement. I will ensure that you are more than ready to crack the SAT and get a perfect score, so that you are equipped with all such strategies and techniques, along with a powerful arsenal of test taking strategies which you can apply to whatever you encounter on the test day. So at Unacademy, we make sure that our learners have the best of the best experience learning and preparing for the SAT. So we have live real-time interaction options for the students. Then you can ask us questions using the questions tab in the free live class as well. You can participate in live quizzes in the free classes. You can participate in the leaderboard, and you can compete with your fellow learners in the classes. So adding to all this benefit, we also have structured courses for all the subsections of the SAT: reading, writing and language, essay, mathematics. So you also have a chance to enroll in our structured courses. You'll be getting study planner, weekly tests, live classes, test analysis. So all this, along with guidance from experts, is a cherry on the cake. Unlimited access, structured courses, so specialized notes and practice tests, and above all, you can learn live from the comfort of your home, and that too at a very nominal price. So all A+ learners have a feature which is raise a hand. They can talk to us, interact with us, and get their doubts resolved one-on-one in the live classes. So they can participate in test series, and they can predict their scores, participate in doubt clearing sessions. All in all, we make sure that we leave no stone unturned and give our students a personalized and highly interactive live class experience. So what are you waiting for? Come and join us on the Unacademy Plus platform. Do enjoy our free live classes as well as the structured courses, which are meant for you to destroy the SAT with a perfect score. So you can go for a 3 months or a 6 month subscription depending on how much time you have. So when you subscribe, you can use the code Gurpreet10, which will fetch you a discount of 10% on the subscription, and you can be a part of our Unacademy Plus family. So for all the latest updates, notifications, tips, tricks and strategies, plus the premium exclusive content, the notes would be shared to all of you in our Telegram channel, Acing SAT and ACT, the link of which you can find in the description below. So you can come and be a part, so stay updated. So if you found any inappropriate content, there's a wonderful opportunity for you to report it and claim your prize as well. So till then, take care everyone. Several powerful strategies would also be revealed to you soon. Till then, take care, and please subscribe to the channel for more such strategies and tips. Do not forget to press the bell icon just to get the notification whenever we upload a new video. Don't forget to like and share. That gives us a strong motivation to bring more such strategies for you people. So take care and God bless.